What is up, everyone? Welcome to another video. Gonna be installing a short ram intake on a Lexus. Dylan, you want to tell us?
It's a 06 GS 430, the 4.3 liter 3U ZFE. I got an Injen short ram intake, shiny parts. So we're gonna hook her up, have a little fun. Now I have fingerprints on this that are going to burn in.
So, looking at the engine, we've already taken off the engine cover. We've taken off the side engine cover that also covers the airbox here. So, as you can see, here is the airbox itself, the bellow that connects over to the throttle body over here. So we have one band here that we need to loosen right there. We got a screw here. We can see the mass airflow sensor. This should all come out as one piece. We'll just take these clips off here. So once we get those loosened, we should be able to just bring it out as one piece. We do have two hoses that we may need to replace or reuse depending on if we have enough slack on them, but we'll figure that out once this comes out. But we can see one here, and there should be one more, or I'm assuming there should be one more because this intake itself is showing two ports for hoses. So
well, this intake is for first and second gen. I've been told it works for a third gen. It's pretty much got the same placement of everything, so we may have to wiggle some stuff around or trim down a clip or two or something like that, but it should work.
Cool. Alright, so we're going to get started. We're just going to loosen those clamps up. Those are 10 millimeters. Going to use our handy dandy little drill here, and then we'll get that off. And then we'll come back in a little bit once we have everything off, and we'll show you what the space looks like and everything. See you in a bit. Slight little change to what I just said, guys. So, I was going to loosen this up, but then I realized that I'm going to take it all out as one piece, so really, this can stay connected to the top of the air, or the top portion of the top piece of the airbox. This will be disconnected from the throttle body itself, and there was one more screw right there, or it was a bolt. Sorry, there was one bolt that we had to take off that seems to be holding down the airbox. So now, for the most part, feels loose. Let's try taking this off. Let's take the cover off of the mass airflow sensor.
It's screwed in now. So you're going to have to...
But we should be able to disconnect here. Push the top of the tab. So that's disconnected. So, let's see, what else we got? We're stuck there. This is loose. Disconnect this hose.
Tools.
So we got the clip semi-loose over here. We're just going to rotate the hose a little bit to ensure. We're just using needle nose for now. We can get some channel locks maybe, but we're just going to loosen up the hose a little bit, see if we can start sliding her out there. There we go. So there's one hose. Ow, pinched my finger. Let's see what else is holding us down.
Doesn't look like much.
That out of the way.
There's a clip holding right there.
This guy. Okay, so these clips, on the inside they fan out, and I'll actually show you if I can. So what you do with this style of clip here, these two ends here actually like expand out once you put it in the hole. So all you have to do is grab a finger, you could use a little screwdriver, push it in, push in the tabs, and they come right out. Sweet, so we actually only had one hose. This one looks like it's coming from the PCV, from the passenger side cylinder head cover, valve cover. That portion's out, so that's not too bad. Let's see what it takes to get the airbox out. No screws on the inside. One 10 millimeter. One.
There's a third down there. Right here on the side.
Third. You don't need an extension this obnoxiously long, but if you got it, why not? And I like to use 10 millimeter. This one has a magnet in the center, so then you never actually lose your bolts when you take them out. Easy as that, don't have to worry about dropping it. No, I'm not endorsing a specific brand or anything. So we have this. Okay, it looks like the air comes from the front end here, from the radiator side, so there's another scoop that we have to take out. That's the bottom box. Alright, so we got it semi-mocked up now. So what ended up happening was we ended up putting on the intake tube. We did buy some caps here that we needed for plugging up 2 of these. So one is up here, there's another smaller one down here. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's below where the mass airflow sensor mounting is. So we're just still mocking it up now. We did have to remove one nut for this bracket here that's being held onto the thermostat. So we did end up taking the front cover off here, and the reason is because we wanted to access this cap here. Granted, we had one nut still on the thermostat casing or housing, and it's not really like it was going to pop open, but it's, well, you never know. The potential's always there, so we didn't want to take that risk. Waited till it cooled down a little more, pop the cap off so we know there's no pressure. The other thing that we did do is this guy here, the bracket that actually gets held down by the thermostat housing, we did have to cut the tip off, and we'll show you that here in a little bit. But right now we're just trying to get this to match. So as you can see, we've already cut a section of this off. It was actually triangular that comes down where it touches the intake. Now here we have actually marked it, so we're going to cut around it a little bit more, just so this can sit down. The airbox cover / engine cover here on this area. So just so this can sit down without actually scratching on the tubing itself, and then it'll sit there nice and flush, so everything will be nice and covered. So we're going to go ahead and continue mocking that up. We're going to cut out the little area right here, the little mark that we've made. We'll go ahead and cut around it there, and then we'll mock it up one more time, and then we'll show you the next steps after that. Alright, see you guys all in a little bit. Alright guys, so we ran into another little issue when we were trying to swap over the MAF. So as you can see, he's trying to start tighten it up now. So this actually goes MAF with the connector end, points to the top. He's screwing it in. So the issue that we found was the screws that originally came with that mass airflow sensor. The thread was way too coarse for, that's the original one. So the thread was a little too coarse for what actually came on the tubing already. So it was already pre-threaded. So we ended up finding some other screws that would fit. This is after we measured it, is a 4mm 0.75. So if you're wondering what size that would be, oh, I don't even know if you can see that. Probably not. It was a 4mm 0.75, so that'll be the size that you'll need to get, or at least for this specific situation, that's what occurred. So we got that replaced. He is putting the tube back on. We're going to rerun our hose, put everything back together, and we should be done here in just a few short minutes. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that put all together, and then we'll show you guys the finished result. Alright, see you all in a little bit. So we actually ended up taking the vehicle out for a little test drive just now. It actually sounds really good. It performs pretty good. You know, just did a little short ram intake. But anyways, we got it all back together. It's looking pretty clean. Looks pretty nice right here where you can just see the pipe right there. So overall, the install was actually pretty good. It's not too bad. We did have to file down a couple of little things, but you know, those are in the video as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess we'll just have to catch you in the next video. Anything else you want to say, Dylan?
If we want to get into some technicalities real quick though,
All right.
the seal around the mass airflow sensor was a little too loose, so it threw a check engine code at us, saying that the, what was it?
Intake air temp.
Intake air temp was a little too, either high or cold, I don't know, but
it was high, yeah.
Yeah,
the input was high. Yeah.
So it was just sucking in that tiny little gap on the mass airflow sensor. The O-ring isn't big enough to fit the hole that's bored for this pipe. So we just sealed it up a little bit with some rubber. That way it's tight and there's a seal and it's air flush, and then so now it's running fine. Looking at it, I think it was bank 2 was running a smidge lean.
Yep, bank 2.
ECU was making up for it though. We'll find out in maybe 60 miles or so if it's still an issue and address it then, but otherwise, super quick-ish install.
Yeah.
I mean, we made a day out of it. We had some fun. And I just really wanted my stuff to look really flush and clean. I didn't want to take my engine covers off, so we did have to trim things, and now we just got a little shiny intake pipe there, and it looks great. Sounds so much better, dude. He didn't get a ride along with me, or we didn't get any really cabin noise or engine sound prior to us doing the install, but it's really growly now, so I like it a lot. It's probably going to do wonders for my gas mileage, but we're going to do, I don't know, maybe later down the line some exhaust or something like that too. We'll see.
Cool. Sounds good. Alright guys, we will catch you in the next video. Peace.